folks, I'm Tom Vassell. Welcome to Week in Review. This is where we take a look at all the videos we did last week, give short summaries of them, and then you can click the links below if you want to watch the full review. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, Z Garcia here. Last week we put out a new best of the month with some highlights from January, and then 2 reviews for me as well. I reviewed U.S. Telegraph. I rate this an 8 out of 10. It's an excellent reprint of Attica, a game that came out about 10 years ago, a little more than 10 years ago. And NAU are building up buildings to represent, different parts of the town, and then trying to connect major cities as well. Still a really robust game. It always was, and this one has some usability fixes that I think are fantastic. So U.S. Telegraph. And then I also reviewed the new printing of Claustrophobia, now called Claustrophobia 1643. I rate this a 9.5 out of 10. It is superb. I really enjoy the original Claustrophobia, and this new one incorporates things from the expansions, gives the whole thing a new look, gives you more miniatures, really well-detailed miniatures, and just has a real streamlined sort of feel to it. In fact, there's more little things going on, but that's to simplify timing issues and things like that. They knocked it out of the park with this printing of the game. So Claustrophobia 1643. And that's it for me. I will see you all on the next one.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Week in Review. I did 2 reviews for you this week. The first one was for Fleecing Olympus. Now, this one I gave a 6 out of 10 to because while I did enjoy the game, it's got a phase in the game where you're playing cards, and I felt that even though the rules did apply some restrictions to how and when you could play the game, I didn't think that there were enough rules governing card play, and it's just a little bit too loosey-goosey for me, and it had a very strong take that element to it. So loosey-goosey take that, not a huge fan of it, but I still really enjoyed the game, and I liked the effects that all of the different cards had in it. So I gave it a 6 out of 10 because I did enjoy it. It has great component quality. Go check out the review. Also did Robin Hood and the Merry Men. Now this one has tremendous component quality and very fun gameplay, but the rulebook was kind of convoluted and very hard to slog through and needed player aids. And they had player aids, but the player aids were basically useless. And, oh man, so I really wanted to like this one a lot more than I did. But I still did end up giving it a 7 out of 10 because I do enjoy the game. But I had to slog through a whole lot of plays. I had to, well, not a lot. I had to slog through 3 plays of the game in order to get to the 4th game where I actually enjoyed it. Okay, so that's problematic because a lot of people probably won't even give it that many. Maybe they will, but who knows? But anyway, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Go check it out. See what you think. That's it from me this week. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.
And for me, I hated Hoagie. Gave it a 2 out of 10. Really bad game. It is literally play a good card in front of you or a bad card in front of someone else, and they're not even fun cards to play in each other. And I like Hoagies, and these sandwiches look terrible. Cranium Cadu is a kid's game, which is basically draw, model with clay, answer trivia questions, stuff like that. And then it has this 4-in-a-row game, which frankly isn't very good. Costume Party Assassins, I wanted to like this one a lot more than I did as you move these meeples around and killing off each other, but there's too much luck involved and the components keep it from being as good of a game as it could have been. Abracazam, do you like waving a wand around and people trying to follow what you're doing in midair? That's kind of an interesting idea. Do it, holding the tip of the wand to your nose? No, a little bit less interested in it when that happens. Lifestyle, this is a little card game from Amigo where you're trying to collect cards in sets, but it's really lucky. You roll dice and try to succeed. And sometimes you succeed, sometimes you don't. There's some mitigation, but not enough. It's decent. I enjoyed it, but I kind of just was along for the ride. Majolica, Jason's #1 game from 2018. I played this tile-laying game, very thinky, very engine building. I get it, I grok it, it's decent, I would play it, but I didn't have a whole lot of what I consider to be fun when I played it, so I would probably not suggest it myself. Arkham Horror 3rd Edition, Sam and I took a look at this one. Z's already reviewed it fully. I like the game. It's okay. It's fun. It's a good story. But I felt like I was almost watching the game rather than play it. Word Slam Family. This is a card game version of Word Slam. I gave this one a 7.5. It's great. I actually think it might be better than the big box board game. It seems like there's just as much content and it plays just as well. Dire Wild, I gave this one an 8, is a deck building and dungeon crawl game. A little rough around the edges, but I think it works pretty well. And there's a lot of interesting ideas there, especially creating this animal out of several different cards. Also a game very similar in feel and how it's produced. Wander, the Cult of Barnacle Bay. This looks like a CMON game. It's a dungeon crawl, roll around, fight monsters type game. Really great miniatures too. Sam and I also really enjoyed Crusaders, a light game where you are moving pieces around this rondel, like Mancala style. It lets you take actions, moving around, fighting things. Very simple game, but plays really smoothly and great components. And then finally, Muse Awakenings, the sequel to Muse, a party game. A lot of fun. Muse was. This is the same thing. Just there's actually more cards. So if you're only going to get one, get Muse Awakenings, but you can combine them and have a lot of fun. We also did several live playthroughs of different games over the past week. We did our top 10 things that excite us about new games. We did a back talk. We did crowd surfing. Lots of different videos. You can find all those on our channel. Thanks so much for watching our show today. This has been Look Back, or Week in Review on the Dice Tower. I'm Tom Vassell. See you next time.